The Sound of Freedom, directed by Alejandro Gomez Monteverde, was released in 2023. The main character, Tim Ballard, is played by Jim Caviezel. The movie begins with Katie Giselle, former model and beauty pageant queen, offering the siblings Rocio, age 12, and Miguel, age 8, what they thought was a modeling opportunity. She ends up kidnapping them along with other children and gives them to traffickers. Federal agent Tim Ballard was tired of just catching the pedophiles and not being able to save the children that are being exploited. He devises a plan to save a child. By tricking a pedophile, he learned the location of a child in sex trafficking and was able to save him. That child's name was Miguel, and he made a promise to him to save his sister, Rocio. Tim is sent to Colombia and partners with Vampiro, who buys children in trafficking and sets them free. They come up with a plan to trick Giselle and other traffickers into bringing at least 50 children to an island hotel, hoping that Rocio will be one of the children. They end up saving 54 victims. Sadly, Rocio was not there. Tim learns that she has been sold to the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia. Unfortunately, the guerrilla group's location was out of the Colombian police force's jurisdiction, since the rebel territory was considered a no-fly zone for the government. Tim and Vampiro posed as doctors giving out vaccines to be able to enter the jungle village. They were stopped by a boat of villagers, only letting one of them through to the village. Vampiro stayed behind, and Tim continued the mission alone. He discovered Rocio with El Alcaran, a rebel leader, and had to kill him to save her. Tim was finally able to complete his mission and reunite Rocio with her father and brother. We thought that The Sound of Freedom was a very eye-opening and heart-wrenching movie. We give this movie a thumbs up and highly recommend you to watch it. The Sound of Freedom is very accurate to the real-life story with only 3 main differences. The first difference is the island rescue operation. The movie depicts a raid on an island in Colombia to rescue children from a large trafficking ring. In real life, there were actually 3 coordinated operations that took place that day. They were conducted by OUR in conjunction with HSI. At the end of the day, 123 survivors were rescued. 55 of them were minors. Known as Operation Triple Take, it remains OUR's largest rescue to date. Sound of Freedom is based on the rescue that happened just outside of Cartagena, where approximately 50 victims were rescued. In the movie, all the survivors are children, but in real life, not all of them were minors. The second difference was the jungle mission. In the movie, Tim Ballard poses as a doctor and goes into the Colombian jungle to find Rocio shortly after Operation Triple Take. This did not happen. However, in real life, a group of OUR operators posing as doctors went into a jungle on the border of Haiti and the Dominican Republic a few years after Operation Triple Take in search for Gardy, a child in the trafficking system. The last difference is the dramatization of what human trafficking typically looks like. The movie shows security camera footage of several different kidnappings. This is real footage, and while this type of human trafficking exists, it is not common. When we hear the phrase sex trafficking, we often picture dark alleyways in foreign countries where children from the streets are kidnapped, exploited, and sold. While that is a horrifying reality, it is also important to understand that sex trafficking is not just a foreign issue, but an increasing domestic concern within the United States as well. According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, human trafficking has been reported in all 50 states. Predators can be sports coaches and trusted teachers, youth pastors, or even uncles and aunts. We are happy to say that this movie is history and not just Hollywood. We hope that you enjoyed our review on The Sound of Freedom.